A long way off across the ocean, there is a little country where the ground is lower than the level of the sea instead of higher, as it is here. Of course, the water would run in and cover the land and houses if something were not done to keep it out. But something is done. The people build great thick walls all round the country, and the walls keep the sea out. You see how much depends on those walls, the good crops, the houses, and even the safety of the people. Even the small children in that country know that an accident to one of the walls is a terrible thing. They went a long way out of the town and came to where there were no houses, but ever so many flowers and green fields. By and by, Hans climbed up on the dike and sat down. The little brother was playing about at the foot of the bank. Suddenly, the little brother called out, "Oh, what a funny little hole! It bubbles!" "Hole? Where?" said Hans. "Here in the bank," said the little brother. "Water's in it." "What?" said Hans, and he slid down as fast as he could to where his brother was playing. There was the tiniest little hole in the bank, just an air hole. A drop of water bubbled slowly through. "It is a hole in the dike," cried Hans. "What shall we do?" He looked all round. Not a person or a house in sight. He looked at the hole. The little drops oozed steadily through. He knew that the water would soon break a great gap, because that tiny hole gave it a chance. The town was so far away, if they ran for help, it would be too late. What should he do? Once more he looked. The hole was larger now, and the water was trickling. Suddenly, a thought came to Hans. He stuck his little forefinger right into the hole, where it fitted tight. And he said to his little brother, "Run! Go to the town and tell the men there's a hole in the dike. Tell them I will keep it stopped till they gather." The little brother knew by Hans's face that something very serious was the matter, and he started for the town as fast as his legs could run. Hans kneeling with his finger in the hole. Hans heard the voice of the great sea murmuring. The sound seemed to say, "I am the great sea. No one can stand against me. What are you, a little child, that you try to keep me out? Beware! Beware!" Hans' heart beat in heavy knocks. Would they never come? He was frightened, and the water went on beating at the wall and murmuring, "I will come through! I will come through! I will get you! I will get you! Run, run before I come through!" Hans started to pull out his finger. He was so frightened that he felt as if he must run forever. But that minute he remembered how much depended on him. If he pulled out his finger, the water would surely make the hole bigger, and at last break down the dike, and the sea would come in on all the land and houses. Stuck his finger tighter than ever. "You shall not come through," he whispered. "I will not run." At that moment he heard a far-off shout. Far in the distance he saw a black something on the road, and dust. The men were coming. At last they were coming. When the men had mended the dike, they marched home like an army, and Hans was carried high on their shoulders because he was a hero